I'm here with Andy Costigan. Andy, first things first, congratulations on being appointed General Manager on a full-time basis.
Thanks, Richard. It was something I'd always fancied having a go at, and I've done certain aspects of the job, as everyone's aware, if you like, on a part-time basis, and now I'm delighted that I've been able to make a major change of career direction.
One of the other boosts for the team so far has been the re-signing of Paul Turner as equipment manager, and I hear that Paul now has his own washing machines at the rink. Is this true?
Yeah, absolutely. Paul's a great guy. Doesn't say a lot, keeps himself to himself, just gets on with the job, which is exactly what from an equipment manager. We tell him what we need, he goes out and does the job. And I've got to say that in the last few weeks prior to him going away on a well-deserved holiday, he has absolutely worked his tripe out in finishing the laundry room at the rink, and it was quite a job actually, because parts of it were done and parts of it weren't, and then Paul, being the eBay ferret that he is, he bought a kitchen on eBay, and actually it wasn't too far from where I live, so between us we ferried this kitchen in bits to the rink, and Paul and one of the guys who works at the rink actually did a superb job, and we have now got a fully fitted Hygiena QA, top of the range, not quite top of the range, but a superb kitchen layout in the laundry room. So he's got everything there, in all seriousness, for him to work on. He's got cupboard space, etc., etc. He's done a really good job, and you know, I didn't know that DIY was part of his remit with the Phoenix, but he's took to it like a duck to water.
Speaking of developments at the rink, there's a bit of concern amongst the fans about the seating going in at the end. Is there any plans for when that's going to be going in?
Yep, the seating is, all the equipment's been ordered, all the bracketry's been ordered for the steel work, all the wooden supports have been ordered for the seats, and the seats themselves have been ordered, so we are not under any illusion that the seating will be in for the end of August, for the start of the new season on September 2, when we host the Steelers for what we are very confident will be our first full-blown, all-singing, all-dancing lockout.
Talking about the Steelers and recruitment, obviously last season they let go of Brett Cloutier. We picked him up for the second half of the season, and as of tonight we've re-signed him for the forthcoming season. How big a signing is that?
Huge signing, mate. He's 6'5". No, in all seriousness, he's a good signing, Brett. You know, there were a lot of stories about Brett last year that we found when he joined us were totally unfounded, and I'm not knocking anybody for telling stories or whatever, but Brett came in, joined our club, did a superb job for us. If you look at his numbers, for a big guy who was supposedly one-dimensional, you know, a big guy who was going to come in and cream people all night long, you know, he put up great numbers. I think it was 6 goals and 14 assists in 23 games. That's almost a point a game from a guy who allegedly, you know, can't skate and is just there to punch people. Well, he did that as well, as we saw. So if you can throw a few points in the mix and throw a few punches in the mix, you're getting 2 for the price of 1. And Brett's happy to come back. We're happy to have him back, and he's a great guy in the room. You know, he's a great big cuddly bear, as I think the fans who were here when we first introduced him last year found out. He's a top old boy, and we're delighted that he's joined us back for the 2007-8.
Through the Manchester Phoenix website at the moment, we're offering raffles, prize draws, and the Phoenix Lottery. What's the overall commercial situation that the Phoenix finds itself in?
Well, the commercial side, Richard, is that, you know, the playing season is September through March and April time, but the club, you know, that's the team aspect of things. What we've got though is we've got a hockey club, and we have to run for 12 months. And what we're trying to do at the moment is raise the profile of the club on a commercial aspect, and to keep the income, the revenue coming in throughout the year, so that we don't have to divert money from other areas to if you like, to support the club through the summer months. And that is the key word, is support. We need support to keep things fluid, keep things moving along. And so we've come up with a number of initiatives. The lottery, I think, is going to be a great initiative for us. You know, for £1 a week and a chance to win 10 grand a day, you know, and you just pick your numbers and away it goes. It's so simple. It's like we put in the E-Zone recently. If Mags can win on it, anybody can win on it, and that's no detrimental to Mags. But it's a great way for people to take a punt and at the same time kick some much needed funds into the club revenue. We've got a series of initiatives coming out next season on the back of raffle tickets and a special VIP ticket, which will be available for £1 a go on the night, but everyone will get one free with every programme they purchase. So we're adding value to the match night programme. We're actually adding value to the match night programme in a number of ways, through the VIP ticket, through a raffle ticket, and through a token system, for which people will get more value for their money from the programme, but at the same time it generates extra revenue for the club to keep the club viable. You know, I think sometimes that some people don't actually realise that it's an expensive operation, and I'm not trying to put anybody down in that, because you know everybody's got their own costs and their own overheads right throughout the year, and we're fully appreciative of that. No more so than me. You know, I've had a mortgage and this, that and the other. But there comes a point where we have to keep revenue coming in through the year, and we're at that stage now, and what we're asking for is support from the supporters. And it's quite simple as that. We're not asking people to throw their life savings in. What we're saying, if you like a little simple analogy, you know, instead of having a pint, have a half and throw the extra £1 at the Phoenix Lottery, or buy a raffle ticket, because we're going to have some great prizes through the year that are going to make the purchase of those raffle tickets. And right from now, right through the close season, those tickets are going to be available to buy, and that's all income that the club needs to keep itself moving. But at the end of the day, there's added value there for the supporter, because they could win some terrific prizes. And we think it's a good way forward. We're heavily working on commercial aspects as well, with sponsors and advertisers, to bring more in to further promote the club in the locality around Altrincham, and of course in Greater Manchester anyway. But we do need to push on. We've reached a level of commerciality. Now we need to push on to the next level, and then the next level after that, and the next level, so that if you like, any financial worries that there's been there in the past disappear, and the club is on a solid financial footing, and we can go forward and make it into a great club, and then year on year have a great team that everybody will want to come out and support, both in the stands and financially.
We've got some familiar faces coming back in the shape of Scott Bassick and Simon Mangos. We've also got some new faces coming in, like in the shape of Jeff McMillan. How big a signing is he?
That's another massive signing for the club. Jeff's name came to us a good while ago, and we did a lot of research on Jeff. Tony did a lot of research on him because he played in Europe, so we reeled in a number of, should we say, helpful people in Europe who gave good reports on him. And of course he's played in North America. He's played the lion's share of his North American career in the American Hockey League. You don't get dummies playing in that league. You know, this guy can play. He's played in the show with the Dallas Stars, 4 games, and then he moved to the New York Rangers organisation, and we built up a good relationship with the Rangers organisation last year, actually, when we were in the process of looking at coaches. They were enormously helpful in giving us references on some North American coaches we looked at. So we placed a call with the Rangers, and we got 2 references from the Rangers which were absolutely top quality on Jeff McMillan. So it's a huge signing, huge signing. Spoke to the guy, seems a very pleasant guy. He's just got married, so he'll be bringing his new wife over to Manchester, and I think he's as excited about coming here as we are about bringing him over.
And of course, one of the other signings from this past week, the Chief is coming back. Casey Timmins has signed for a 2nd season. Yeah. What about that one?
That to me is another very, very solid signing. Casey is the archetypal low maintenance guy. Comes in, trains hard, works hard, plays his game, never any trouble, real good character in the room, and as we've all know, he's got his own shall we say, individual style of dress, which always keeps people amused, but he's quite happy with it, so we're happy with it. No, Casey's a good player. He can play both ends of the ice, and I think we'll get. I think if we're bloody minded, we'll get our money's worth from Casey Timmins this season, just as we got it from him last season. And he's another one. He's perfectly happy to come back. He loved Manchester from literally from within 12 hours of getting off the plane last season. He was saying that he felt at home. And you know, what more can you ask for? You're bringing a guy right halfway around the world, and he feels comfortable, and that helps him in his game. And I think we'll see more from KC this year than we saw last year.
Andy Costigan, thank you very much.
My pleasure.